These are a specific training system that shows people how to, in a way, explore their own consciousness. And when you learn the aspects and the techniques that I share with you in this video, you will be able to expand your own sense of awareness about yourself and how you relate to reality itself. Even deeper than that, what are the other people in your reality? What are that of situations and circumstances that you attract into your life? What are the abilities that we have been literally just not believed we could even do, but yet the government knew about it and would have that of people trained to do certain things, whether it's like Project Stargate, for example, where what they would do is train psychic people to balance out their brain waves in a certain way so they could, in a way, weaponize that against different military defenses. What if we could use that in our own way, in a positive way? Beyond all of this, there were these documents that I'm referring to. I've made another YouTube video about this before, but there was one page that was missing. Out of this whole entire 28-page document, there was that of one page, page number 25, that went missing. And what happened is this page, there was number 24, there was number 26, and 25 was a mystery. And for some reason, when the CIA finally had that declassified, they left out page 25. And what if page 25 had extremely powerful information in it that, if we really understood, would actually be us taking our power back in a very powerful way that would then change the way we show up in the world? Well, literally, I found out about the Gateway experience, the Gateway process, in 2017. I used it, I started using the training systems, expanded my own level of consciousness, and I had no idea that there was a missing page, though, from when I read the CIA documents. There was that missing page 25. Well, we have that page now. It is something that has been acquired because Vice, many of you have heard of Vice. Vice is that of a like research news outlet, I don't even know what you call it. But anyways, they documented and did some research on the Gateway experience and the CIA documents, and they reached out to the Monroe Institute themselves, which originally the Monroe Institute is the one that did all this. Of the Monroe Institute, talking to them about it. They said originally that they were going to disclose page 25, but then what happened is there was a change in management, and then finally they revealed page 25. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. We're going to be talking about the whole entire system of understanding how you can apply what they've used in a very sometimes dark way, what it reveals about reality, and how we can transform our lives from the inside out simply from this information. Now, first up, just to give this a little bit of a background, I have a whole YouTube video that you can watch on this that's titled, I Tried the Gateway Process on Unlocking Your Reality. Back in 2017, basically, someone in my family, a relative of mine who saw my YouTube videos, basically recommended to me. This person said, if you get that of these Gateway Experience meditation CDs, they will completely transform your life. And this was a relative of mine that worked for some form of government, like behind the scenes, not even government, but behind the scenes thing where we never really knew what he did. And he was always a very esoteric thinker. He was always somebody that was into very esoteric things. I remember growing up and seeing books around the house that was Edgar Casey, who was the spooky prophet, as he was called. And basically, as towards the end of his life, because he died 5 or 6 years ago, no, 4 or 5 years ago, he saw that I was making YouTube videos, and he saw that I was open to this esoteric information, and that's when him and I really connected. We really connected the last couple of years of his life. And one of the things he told me was, if you want to expand your consciousness, he's like, you say that in all your videos, then get that of the gateway process, get the gateway experience, the 70s and 80s, completely transformed, his life back in the day. And he basically said, if you do these meditations, these processes, it'll change your life. So what I did is I got these meditation CDs called the Gateway Experience. It uses a technology which is called hemisync. Hemisync has to do with balancing the left brain and the right brain in a way that where then you can access. Interesting thing I was also doing, I was watching a video that was kind of talking about this, and talking about how expectation is a very left brain thing. Anytime you expect something to happen, you put this pressure on something to happen, you also limit that thing from happening. Imagine there's an infinite number of great things that can happen in your life. Infinite number of realities that exist. An infinite number of things the universe can give you. Whereas when you expect, that's when things kind of create resistance. That's when it's almost like the universe doesn't show us the magic of itself. If we just simply trust the right brain, and we trust and we go with the flow, it reveals itself in even a more magical way. I was watching this man do this exercise with his daughter, where his daughter had like these 3 coffee cup tops, and under it was like a little piece of paper, and he would move them around, or this little little clump of paper. He'd move it around, and there was a clump of paper under one of these 3 tops from his coffee cups. And what happened is she got it right, like every single time. And then he said, okay, it's very important. I expect you to get it right this time. And the moment he said that to her, she had this crazy expectation. She got it wrong every time after that. Whereas before, this little girl has all this intuitive insight connected to her right brain. She literally would get it right every time. She'd be blindfolded. We would move it around. This one, yes. This one, yes. This one, yeah, every time. All of a sudden, I expect you to do it well. You won't mess up. Okay, Daddy, I won't mess up. Missed it. Like literally, like every time she tried, she get it wrong. That is an example of how the left brain sabotages ourselves towards the magic of what we already intuitively know. Okay, I wanted to kind of make that point because it was something that really impacted me when I was thinking about it, when I was learning it. Let's move down to the third part, which is inside this page 25. It talks about self-knowledge.
Helen Hansel was able to win any competition she took part in. She was known as the contest queen because she had won 7 trips to Paris, boats, houses. She would basically take part in any street style. She went out any contest. My documentary, and I asked Helen, how do you do that? And she spoke about this thing called the Silva technique. Helen, you see, was Jose Silva's former PR manager. She had the benefit of learning closely from him. Now, Jose Silva was a radio reporter who lived in the border town of Laredo, Texas, in the 1980s. He had 10 kids, and his kids were not doing very well in school. Now, Jose Silva raised the idea to see Helen Silva on the side, and he was also on this change the mindset and the brains of his kids so they could do better in school. As a radio parent, he knew that if you reduce the resistance of a wire, he experimented with hypnosis, and sure enough, his children's grades started improving in school, but then something changed. Something strange. Isabel was able to answer a question before he could. When he explained this, he would think of the question in his head, questions such as who was the 16th president of the United States. Before he could verbally say it, Isabel would ask the question, Abraham Lincoln. Jose Silva was mind-blown, and so he wrote to Professor J.B. Ryan at University. J.B. Ryan was famous for his research into the concept of expression, perception. And Silva told Ryan, Doctor, I think I trained my daughter to have PSP. J.B. Ryan replied back in a letter and said, no, that's absolutely not. rest of his kids to develop a high degree of intuition. So now over the next 10 years, Jose Silva Silva mind control method. And what happened next was astonishing. A man wrote in a newspaper how after learning Silva's method, he was able to cure his persistent migraine from migraine in weeks and months. Jose wrote to his was system we grow up in, from our parents and caretakers who may not know better, we take on so much negative programs. We actually suppress our inherent human abilities. There was a famous study done that showed that all children under the age of 4 are naturally hyper-creative in genes, but the percentage of kids who show genius gets lower and lower. The solution for this disparity is what is an opposite of consciousness? Consciousness actually operates at different frequencies. You can measure this using a scientific device called an EEG. There is a frequency called theta, which is the waking state frequency. Most of us find theta to go to our lives. When you get into a relaxed state of mind, you go into a hyper-creative state called alpha. Alpha is known for creativity, for problem solving, for accelerated healing. Meditators, monks, go into alpha as part of what they do too. Athletes are healed. Go into alpha before you take a shot, before you show an animal. The alpha is what you're in when you practice relaxation, meditation, and this is why there are over 15,000 studies that show that being relaxed and being in meditation access the next state, which is called theta. Theta is a really curious state. Scientists who study theta say that this is the state that gives you inspiration and unique ideas. Difficult problems suddenly get solved with great insight. Let me give you an example. Thomas Edison, the great inventor, was known for his afternoon naps, but he napped in a really curious way. Legend has it he would sit on a sofa, holding a metal ball in his hand, and when he fell into deep sleep, his hand would drop, the ball would hit a metal plate next to the sofa, causing a loud clang that woke him up. In short, he was dipping into sleep and waking up, dipping into sleep and waking up. Why did he do this? Because Edison was dipping into the theta level. The theta level is the level of light sleep, and he was dipping into it to get inspiration and insights. He wasn't the only one. A famous American inventor by the name of William Gates II would create some of the most incredible patents and trademarks. He had dozens of them, but his method was to go into theta by locking himself in his darkened basement, closing all the lights, sitting on his desk, and going into a deep state of relaxation where ideas and eureka moments would flow to him. Now, while theta is the waking frequency, all of us can learn to tap into alpha and theta. And the next level is the most curious of all, delta. Delta is the level that you're in when you're asleep. But Silva found that you can learn to program your mind just before going to sleep and have your mind solve problems for you while at delta. Scientists who study delta have noticed this. People who are able to operate at the delta level of mind often tend to be incredibly lucky. Miracles happen. Crazy serendipities occur. You might call it magic or good luck, but it's something different. It almost seems like these people who are trained to access delta can bend reality. Jose Silva went on to create this incredible movement called the Silva Mind Control Movement. It was one of the first personal growth programs in America. His book, The Silva Mind Control Method, sold millions upon millions of copies. Everyone from opera singer Margareta Piazza to the Chicago White Sox spoke about how Silva techniques were allowing them to improve their skill on stage or on the ball field. Silva went deep into pioneering new techniques, including the centering exercise, to rapidly take you into the alpha level. And then he created techniques to amplify focus, creativity, and intuition. His mental video technique, which he created in the mid-1990s as he lay at his deathbed, was designed to help you bring in higher intelligence to help you solve the most difficult problems. He also created the 3 scenes technique to help you see your life unfolding exactly as you want it to unfold, and also to accelerate healing and manifest your deepest desires. His case working technique was designed to train people to learn the science of mind, body, healing. As the Silva method grew, of course there were skeptics. Newspapers sent journalists to go into Silva classes and see what this man was talking about. Silva classes were absolutely mocked by people, filled with Wall Street types and executives, and they were loving it because they were learning to conquer stress. But what they did not know, Jose Silva was not going to stop at something so simple. Stress was just one aspect. By day 4 of the class, they were learning to tap into intuition, to access deep states of meditation, and to manifest their future. An entire marketing company was organized by graduates to use what they learned in Silva to invent new products and decide new ways to market them. In its 3rd year, the company had 18 products on the market. Furthermore, one advertising man used to need 2 months to create a campaign for his clients. This was quite average in the field. Applying the Silva method, he brought the process down to 20 minutes. The rest of the work was done in 2 weeks. Now, the famous Chicago White Sox had 14 players take the Silva method. All their individual averages improved, most of them dramatically. The husband of a woman who was suffering from obesity suggested she try the Silva method because all the diets she tried had failed. She agreed, provided he took Silva too. She lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks. He stopped smoking. A professor at a college of pharmacy taught Silva to his graduates. Their grades are going up in all their courses, he said, with less studying, and they are more relaxed. Everybody knows how to use their imagination. I just get my students to practice it more. I show them that imagination is valid and there's a form of reality in imagination that we can use. With all of this success, Jose did not become a celebrity, not a guru, not a spiritual leader with followers. He's a plain man of simple ways, speaks with a soft, lost accent of a Mexican American, a kind man who smiles easily whenever he hears, "Jose, you changed my life." And he replies, "No, I didn't do it. You did, with your own mouth." Now, are you ready for this? Because this is the craziest story of all. You see this? This is the cover of Time magazine. And on this cover, you see the author, Richard Bach, who wrote the famous book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. This Time magazine is from November 13, 1972, and I got this on eBay. Richard Bach made the cover of Time magazine because his book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, struck such a chord. It took off and sold millions of copies. But here's the thing. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar magazine, Richard Bach said that this book had been sitting in his basement for years until he took a Silva class. And as he went into his alpha level of mind, the final closing chapter of the book came together. He was able to complete the book, submit it, and it became one of the best-selling books of his generation, putting him on the cover of Time magazine. I interviewed his daughter to validate it, and sure enough, Bach's daughter confirmed the story, saying that her father had the manuscript for 5 years in their basement. She also said that her father would come back from these classes, sit down with her, and teach her techniques. And now she understood what techniques was. Before I show you how to change your mind to change your life, let me first say, my name is Vishen Pratyana, and many people call me one of the luckiest people alive. I built my dream company, MindNow, into a massive valuation. My book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind, became the #1 book in the world on Amazon, September 16, 2017. My second book hit #1 on the Wall Street Journal. I run multiple companies around the world in just a few hours a week, and I live a life that I consider blessed. Now, while on the outside, all of this seems like luck, the truth is, I've been using the Silva method for the last 20 years to reprogram my brain to manifest the life I desire. And once you begin to understand it, synchronicities become part of your life. Magic seems to infuse your life. It almost seems as if the universe has your back, just like Helen Hudson did. You see, Helen was doing what all us Silva graduates know. She was a master at bending reality. It wasn't until I stumbled upon the Silva method that everything changed for me. It started when I was 26. It was April 2001 when I landed in San Francisco, and my timing sucked because the dot-com bubble burst. I lost my savings, I lost the job I had, and I was forced to get a dialing for dollars job selling software to lawyers and making absolutely nothing. The economy was so bad, they were not paying a base salary. It was either sell a software and get a 20% cut, or you don't get to eat that week. I was seeing my bank account get lower and lower and lower, and I couldn't afford rent, so I was sleeping on a friend's couch. And one day, in desperation, I decided to get on Google and ask for help. Google was the hot new search engine in Silicon Valley, and I can't remember what I put in. Maybe it was, "Dear Google, why does life suck so bad?" Or it was, "Dear Google, how do I get out of this rut?" And what I remember happened next is that I saw a search result for a Jose Silva class happening in Los Angeles. I decided to put together the few $100s I had, fly to LA and take this class, especially because it seemed to promise so much. Improving sales, manifesting your dream life, bringing you out of a depression. Boy, I needed that because I was so down. Now this class in LA was called Silva Ultramind. It was Jose Silva's final creation. He had produced this program and released it in a limited way to the world in around 1996. Jose died in February 1999, and this program was his last creation. And the seminar in LA was being taught by a pharmaceutical salesperson. When I met her, she explained that she had used these techniques to overcome the agony of a tragic divorce. She had built her life back. She had transformed her sales in her company. And to prove it to me, she showed me the beautiful red sports car that she was driving. Furthermore, she said she had used it to meet the man of her dreams. And that's why, in addition to all of this, she decided to give back to others by getting trained in the Silva method so she could teach this class. That was enough for me. If I could get just 10% of the success she had, I would be ecstatic. And so I took the class with her. I was the only person who showed up for this 2-day class. And so as I went through this class, she made me understand why I was so stuck. I was using just a limited portion of the faculties of my mind. I was programmed with beliefs and ideas that were holding me back. And I literally shut myself down to human abilities that Jose Silva had showed that we all have, but so few use. I flew back to San Francisco Sunday night because I had to start work on Monday, and my life was never going to be the same again. On Monday morning, when I woke up, before going to work, I used my Silva techniques to program my day. And then at work, I used the technique to go into the PayPal appliance and tap into the intuition. Back then, we had to check out the yellow pages. Remember that big, heavy book? We had to check out the yellow pages to tap into the public library. And I had to call every law firm in my designated territory and talk. We had to go from A to Z in order. But I decided to try the Silva technique. As I read the yellow pages, I would set my gut for an impulse or a feeling that this was the right lawyer. And I would call only the lawyers where I felt an intuitive yes. Now something really strange happened that day. That day itself, I did double the sales I averaged. I attributed this to pure luck, right? So I didn't make much of it. But at the end of the week, I continued having double my sales average. And now I knew something interesting was happening. 2 weeks later, I doubled my sales again, using a different Silva technique called subliminal programming. And 2 weeks after that, I doubled my sales again, using yet another Silva technique called the 3C technique. My boss came to me, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, "Wish you could do with this." I said, "I honestly don't know how it works, but I think it's called ESP." And he replied, "Nah, that's bullshit, but can you keep doing it?" I grew so passionate that in the next 4 months, I was promoted 3 times. I was 26 years old and made vice president. It shipped me out to New York to start September 11th, I worked at that company, operating a gorgeous office and I loved my life. But 18 months into it, I began to feel feel that the corporate world wasn't for me. I wanted something where I could make an impact. And that's when I remember the quote by Nelson Mandela. Mandela said, if you want to change the world, change education. So I thought, wow, I want to go into education. But what would I teach? And then this dawned. The most valuable education I had in my entire life was the Silva method. This is what I want to teach. And so I decided to contact Jose Silva's family to get the license to teach the Silva method, to promote its products, and start a company around. I became a Silva instructor. I traveled the world teaching small Silva classes for 5 years before I decided to go bigger and start a company to transform humanity. The company is called Ilang. And today we are the biggest personal growth company. None of these accomplishments so this is just one of the many goals that was able to see in my mind. So picture perfect using Silva as a screen. Every time I think back, it's incredible how my life moved towards these goals. It's so much easier. I started working with Jose Silva's family around 2004. I helped take the Silva method to a wide audience again. And in 2018, Jose Silva's daughter, Diane, said, asked me to face all of the new Silva method to make sure that Jose's knowledge never we took Jose Silva's most powerful 2-day seminar, Silva Ultra, and we transformed it into an online program that transforms lives. It is the most advanced Silva program in the world right now, and it is only available on the Mind platform to translate Jose Silva's work and legacy for a new generation. Silva Ultramind is a 28-day program hosted by me with core ideas from Jose Silva's work. Every day, you go through a 15 to 20-minute training designed to layer on advanced mind power techniques into your consciousness. You learn how to tap into altered states of consciousness with such ease and fluidity that they become second nature. Your journey begins with Silva's core mind exercise. It's called the mental screen, and it's designed for enhanced visualization. This is perfect if you've struggled to manifest things in the past. The mental screen is a powerful tool that you use when you're able to tap into a level. You can use it in so many ways. I use this to create healthy relationships with everyone around me, to build a team for mind dialogue, to connect with some of the most amazing people in the world. There is the world-famous Silva-centric exercise. This is a 20-minute audio designed by Jose Silva with a particular language pattern that allows you to go into the alpha level of mind easier and easier every time. Soon, you're able to tap into that alpha level of mind instantly using a simple finger movement that you program into your brain. Then you'll discover how to access this conscious mind's full intuitive state. Once you get to the alpha level of mind, it's then just an extra step to get into the theta level of mind. The theta level of mind is where ideas and creativity flows to you. I work with engineers, and we specifically go into the theta level of mind to design the user interface and the algorithms, complex apps, and AI projects. Because the idea flow when you're at theta is incredibly powerful. Then, in Silva, you learn how to use a powerful tool called the 3 Cs technique. This is an incredible way to tap and speak into your subconscious to reprogram different aspects of your life. People have used the 3 Cs to reprogram their behavior towards food or exercise, to give up smoking, and you can even use it to program your body to heal. We've seen people use this technique for so many amazing things. Camilla Hansen is born in Sweden and a Swedish entrepreneur. She spoke about using the 3 Cs technique to heal. Bianca Andreescu was a 19-year-old Romanian girl who beat Serena Williams and won the US Open in September 2019. She used the Silva program technique of creative visualization to see herself win that trophy. This stuff is powerful. Now, as you go deeper into the program, you learn the most powerful tool of all, the mental video technique. The mental video technique is so unique because it shows you how to work with your mind at the delta level. You see, most people are asleep. If your mind slows down to the level of the delta level, you typically are asleep, you're unconscious. But there is a technique that you can use just before going to sleep to put a problem that you want to solve into your mind. And the next day when you wake up, over the next 72 hours, you start to notice synchronicities that seem to make this problem resolve itself. This is what the mental video technique does. It's a little strange, but once you get that hang of it, this is one of the most powerful mental tools you can use in your arsenal.
We get a chance to deserve our life before we're gone, and we are what we are.
That you don't know how to specifically solve. It's useful for relationships. It's useful for problems such as growing your finance, even though you don't have an idea on what action to take next. It seems to connect you to a higher source that guides you to the right path. All of these techniques are layered day by day, using a unique methodology of speaking to your conscious. You see, when you take this program, you aren't just learning through lectures. I'm reading out Jose Silva's specific word-for-word scripts that guides you into altered states, and as you are there, programs your consciousness to unlock these abilities. You are not asleep. You are not being hypnotized. You are fully awake to every word. But as you say these words to yourself, something shifts and new abilities unlock. For example, when you first start, it may take you 5 minutes to train your mind to get to the alpha level. By day 20, you can get there in 30 seconds because we've programmed your mental attitude to going into altered states. Some of the things our graduates have accomplished are wild. I told you about the Helen Hadsell story, the Richard Bach story. Here's another. Burt Goldman. Burt Goldman is another Silva legend. In his 80s, Burt Goldman became an accomplished photographer, an accomplished artist. He learned to play the piano. He was able to pick up skills with such ease. But know this about Burt. Burt was a close friend of Jose Silva, was a Silva graduate, and went so deep into Silva, he became an instructor himself. And then there are all of these stories from ordinary people around the world that have been submitted to our website. So in total, this is what it looks like. You're going to get 28 individual lessons over 28 days. Before the pandemic, if you wanted to learn Silva Ultramind, you'd only be able to attend a seminar maybe once, maybe twice a year. You'd probably spend thousands of dollars flying to a seminar location like LA or Tallinn, booking a hotel room, staying there for 3 to 4 days as you go through this seminar. When I last taught a Silva seminar in Tallinn, Estonia, there were 500 people in the audience. And these were CEOs, executives, startup founders. But the pandemic made us change the way we presented this. Because we had to shut down seminars, we decided to make the entire program digital. It took us almost a year to think about how to take what was a seminar experience and turn it into a digital experience delivered on a beautiful platform that could have the same efficacy. And I'm proud to say we were able to do that. And because it's delivered online, the enrollment price is nowhere close to the original seminar. Now here's the best part. Silva Ultramind is part of Mindvalley, the world's biggest personal growth company, with 60 plus unique programs in every aspect of human transformation. And when you become a Mindvalley member, you don't just get Silva Ultramind, all other programs are unlocked for you as well. Now, you might want to start with Silva Ultramind and go through this 28-day experience. But after that, you might want to jump into another program. I worked with Jose's family to make Silva Ultramind not just a program that teaches you how to use your mind, but teaches you to dream and think bigger about your life, to be unstoppable in your quest for amazing health, amazing relationships, having an amazing career. And as those become clearer for you, you might want to jump into one of our other programs. Maybe Mindvalley's programs on focus and entrepreneurship so your career could grow. Maybe Mindvalley's programs on relationships so you can have the love life you've always dreamed of. Maybe Mindvalley's programs on energy healing and spirituality so you can further unleash your inner Buddha. And all of these are freely available to you on the platform, so you never stop growing. And all of this is available when you sign up for Silva Ultramind on Mindvalley today. Now, in addition, there's something really special. You see, I'm a big believer in the power of community. When you become a Mind Valley member, I promise you one thing. You will never feel lonely again, because our community is a living, thriving community of over 100,000 people all around the world who are so dedicated to improving their lives and each other's lives. You'll be able to make new friends and even attend community meetups happening across the planet. You are part of a society of people who understand that being human is so much more than traditional education made it to be, and want to become the best humans they can be so they can uplift others. Now, this entire package, being trained directly with me and Jose Silva, becoming a Mind Valley member, could be as high as 5 figures, but it's not going to be $8,000 or $4,000 or even $2,000. In fact, I'm going to tear that price into shreds for you, and then I'm going to tear those shreds into further shreds. You can get all of this for less than $1.50 a day when you take advantage of our one-time yearly offer. And the best part is, you don't have to risk a thing. With Mind Valley, you get to try Silva Ultramind risk-free for the next 15 days. At any point in the next 15 days, with one click, you can give yourself a full refund. You can go through the entire program if you want in 15 days, and then with one click, get a full refund, no email, no phone call needed. Why are we being so generous? Well, because Mind Valley's platform sells itself. Just read the 16,000 case studies that we have on our website. Once you experience the divine spark within you and you see just what you're capable of with the right training, you can never go back to your old self, and you will constantly have a desire to grow, become better and better, and improve your experience of the world. In addition, when you become a Mind Valley member, you're going to get a string of bonuses to help you with this silver experience. Bonus 1 is a library of live calls where I answer call questions. Bonus 2 is even cooler. Before I produced Silva Ultramind, I produced a program called Creative Visualization. Creative Visualization used to sell for $249, and I co-produced this with the famous speaker Lisa Nichols. You might remember her from the movie The Secret. She was the most sought-after speaker in that movie. It provides 12 specific guided creative visualization audios that help you manifest in 12 unique areas of your life: money, love, health, success, fame. You're gonna get this entire program free with Silva Ultramind. After you learn to tap into the alpha level of mind and then the theta level, and you can comfortably be there, you want to listen to these 12 creative visualization scripts to help you manifest incredible things in your life. Lisa Nichols narrates all of these audios. Here are the specific details on how to order. Simply click on the link around the video now. You'll be taken to a site where you can choose your membership option, either monthly or yearly. After that, all you have to do is enter your regular details in a secure checkout, and you're part of the Mind Valley family. As soon as you do, within a minute, you will get an email with your login instructions, and you can access the Mind Valley platform on your computer or download the iPhone or Android app. But I do have to warn you, this one-time offer is giving you a pretty big discount, so it's only for people who have had time to sit through this entire video. It is a thank you for spending this much time with me. And as soon as you click off this page, it will be gone. So please don't close this page because you may not see this again. Silva is the single most impactful thing I've ever done. It is the method I teach my children to do. And it has been one of the most important parts of life for thousands of graduates. That's why I urge you to take a stand today. Say that you're no longer going to accept a life that's less than magical and miraculous. Click the link below to join Silva today. There's only one favor I ask, and that is this: when you see the results this gives you, let me know. Leave a story, tag me on Instagram, or even better, go to stories.mindvalley.com and submit your story. Now it's up to you. You can carry on as you've always been, or you can try Silva Ultramind risk-free for 15 days. You have absolutely nothing to lose and a whole incredible, magical new life to gain. My name is Vishen. I'm the founder of Mind Valley. I'm the face of the Silva Ultramind system, and I cannot wait for you to take action and finally achieve the success you deserve. Just click the button below this video to get started.
The Instagram algorithm has recently changed, and if you've been seeing a decrease in the amount of reach that you're getting, it's probably not your fault. It's probably just that you haven't been adapting to the latest Instagram algorithm. For example, Instagram now favors a different type of engagement. They also favor different types of posts, and there are two other changes you need to be aware of, because one of them could literally increase the amount of engagement that you're getting by 5x from where it is right now. This creator just implemented all three changes, went from struggling to grow to gaining over 100,000 followers in just a 30-day period.
So what it says, the mystic philosophers of old, that the first step in personal maturity could be expressed in the aphorism, know thyself. To them, the education of a man undertook at his primal step, achievement of the introverted focus so that he learned what was within himself before attempting to approach the outside world. They rightfully assumed that he could not effectively evaluate and cope with the world until he fully understood his personal psychological balance. The insights being involved by 20th century psychology in this context through the use of various kinds of personality testing seem to be revalidation of this ancient intuition. But no personality test or series of tests will ever replace the depth and fullness of the perception of self, which can be achieved when the mind alters its state of consciousness sufficiently to perceive the very hologram of itself, which it has projected onto the universe in its proper context as a part of the universal hologram in a totally holistic and intuitional way. So I'm going to kind of like summarize a lot of this, but what it is mentioning is that knowing thyself is the key to knowing thy universe, because there really is no separation. It all, as the universe, is a reflection of the self. This is why meditative practices of balancing out the left brain and the right brain can be so powerful, because when we have a certain frequency, we are able to then get to that of a higher state of consciousness, to where then we can perceive from this higher state of the pineal gland, intuitively understanding more about our reality. Now, I would say that in my own life, the one thing that has shifted my life more than anything else was back in 2012 when I learned how to observe my thoughts. Think of it when it comes to the third eye. You observe your thoughts. Think of it, left eye, right eye, connected to the left brain, the right brain. And that's how it works. It's actually crossed like this. But imagine that when you are staring at a candle flame, your eyes are focused on one spot. Your eyes aren't wandering around. I remember being in Bikram yoga back in the day, and they said, "My eyes that wander is a mind that wanders." Interesting. Have you ever noticed that when people are always looking around, their mind tends to be very scattered? If I was talking right now, I was like, hey, so this is how I think right now. It's like every time my eyes go to a different vortex, they'll get a different like section of where I'm looking, it scatters me. Eyes that wander, it's a mind that wanders. A very powerful meditation practice you can use is to stare at a candle flame. Even just the way I'm looking into the camera right now, it's very easy for me to focus because I'm just looking at you. Now, left brain, right brain, duality, good, bad, light, dark, up, down. The duality of life keeps us entrained in belief systems. I remember going to that of a Bashar conference where I asked Bashar a question. I was talking to him about enlightenment. He's like a channeler, kind of like Abraham Hicks. And I said, what were the belief systems of Jesus and Buddha and Krishna and all these spiritual archetypes of our reality? You want to know what he said? They don't have belief systems. They've gone beyond belief and into knowing. They know thyself. They know thyself. They know they are the universe. They know and are present. They're not identified with the mind. Remember, the mind, through the eyes, left brain, right brain, up, down, good, bad, all of these things, duality, opinions, belief systems. That's where we get trapped in reality. That's where we get trapped in society. It's when you look into the news, it's like, oh my God, good, bad, which mainly is just bad, 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 bad. All this stuff's going on in the world. Everything is distracting you from knowing thyself. Why did they not want page 25 inside that document? Maybe part of it was because the activation of the pineal gland and knowing thyself is completely the opposite of what they actually want. People are much easier to control when they're not in their own power. Knowing thyself. Now, when you close your eyes to duality, you open your third eye to a new reality. You literally open another aspect of yourself. But yeah, that's why a lot of times you'll see in the ancient like philosophy, you'll see these like artwork of a lot of people or of like enlightened masters. Their eyes are closed, but the third eye is open. So, with that, one thing that I recommend you do is you begin observing your thoughts and you go beyond the subjective experience of good, bad, light, dark, and instead focus more on observing. When I started observing back in 2012 my thoughts, instead of identifying with them and trying to control them, I started to feel more free. I started to feel more present. It completely transformed my life when I did that back in 2012. It was observing my thoughts from a neutral place. But then you're talking years later, I started doing these Monroe Institute tapes. I started doing my own meditations. And as I did, I would bring energy into my body, I would bring it through my heart, and I would bring it up to that of my third eye. My eyes were closed. I was observing my thoughts so I wasn't getting caught up in the monkey mind. And then I was able to tune into more of myself, get intuitive insights about myself, learn more about myself, but then also realize that all the outer is a reflection of the inner. These insights, how can you apply these in your life? You can understand that when you start becoming more observational to the different aspects of your life, and you start understanding yourself more, you will then understand outer reality more. Because that's all it is. It talks even more in this document about how, in a way, we are the absolute. We are dreaming right now that we are these physical separate beings. We're all these individual specks of consciousness, when actuality, in a hologram, everything is connected. Just like a drop in the ocean also has the ocean in a drop. So in a similar way, you are connected to spirit. Now, this doesn't mean your ego is spirit. Your ego is always wanting to fight to be alive. It likes separation. It likes drama. The part of you that is God, source energy, that connection to spirit, is flowing through you when you are especially being selfless, adding value to other people, being in your flow state. When I make these videos, I get into a flow state. The information flows through. It's not that, oh my God, Aaron's so cool, his YouTube channel, all this stuff. I literally believe that as long as I am more so being an open vessel for the divine to flow through, which I believe you are as well, you let it happen. You don't have to control it. You don't have to let the left brain get in and be like, this is who I am, this is how I do it. Just allowing that energy to flow through. So page 25 from the Gateway, the CIA documents that I'm talking about, that talks about the Gateway experience, it talks about the activation of the pineal gland. It talks about that of activating the third eye in a very powerful way. And as you do that, you literally perceive of different aspects of your reality. Now, if you haven't done this yet, by the way, and you haven't calibrated your vibration, this is one thing you can do to understand more about your own self-awareness, understanding more about where your vibration is, plus get a meditation that helps you to elevate your consciousness to another level. So if you haven't done that yet, go and click the link below, do that. And then also, I have a guided meditation on that of activating your third eye. It came out within the last month or two. People read the comments to see what's possible, but do this meditation, activate your third eye, close the eyes to duality in the sense of attachment, still be aware of it, and watch how much your life changes from there.
Technical analysis by itself does not work.
Indicators are nonsense.
Are technical analysis and indicators all nonsense? Short answer, no. They're still extremely useful. But if you want to be able to gain profits from trading, then technical analysis alone is not enough. Hey, it's Justin here, and I have over a decade of professional trading experience, and I've worked in the major investment institutions such as Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, and DBS Bank. And from someone who has worked behind the scenes in these banks, I can tell you that there are many trading strategies on the internet. But the reason why most of them don't work is because simply they only focus on technical analysis. the support and resistance, the moving average, they're only one of the many pillars of trading. See, all these indicators are telling you what has already happened. They're telling you the story of the price after it has moved. But if you want to have a consistent flow of profits from trading, you also want to consider the market sentiments, the economics, the fundamentals to tell you what's going to happen. And how do you do that? Well, I want to show you how to trade using a strategy that compresses all of these into an easy to follow plan. A strategy that Wall Street traders, professional traders, and myself abuse on a daily basis to achieve results like these. You can click on the link here to discover more on how you can use the strategy to achieve better results on a consistent basis. Think about it. How many strategies out there only focus on technicals? And are the results ever consistent? But right now, I'm about to share with you a strategy that is straight out of Wall Street that can be used by anyone to trade from home. So it doesn't matter if you're new to trading, if you've traded for some time already, or you've never traded and you have no financial experience or economics degree, you can still achieve consistent results like these. There's more than I can cover in this short video, but if you want to achieve consistent returns from the currency market today using the same strategy used by the big financial institutions, even if you have no prior trading experience or a huge capital to start with, then click on the link around this video to discover more, and I'll see you on the other side.